Section 1.2 Types of Data. Definition. A population is the complete collection of all measurement or data that being considered. A sample is a subcollection of the member selected from a population. For example, if I want to find the mean weight of a 10-year-old girl in the United States, so my target population here will be all my 10-year-old girls in the United States. And we call this is the population. And sample means you want to take out one part of the members from the population, and we only consider these few people. We call this is going to be the sample. A parameter. Parameter is a number that describes an entire population. So parameter is a number. This number referring to, you could talk about the mean, the mode, the median, standard deviation, or proportion, or variance. And if this number is describes the entire population, we call this is the parameter. Same thing, a statistic. A statistic is also a number that describes a sample. If you're talking about the sample mean, sample proportion, sample standard deviation, this is a number, and this number describes the sample. We call this is a statistic. So look at this picture. We consider this is my population, and I want to find the population mean, and this population mean is describe the entire population. So we call this is the parameter. And if we cut this part as my sample, okay, population and sample, and we use the sample mean. This number describes the sample here. We call this is a statistic. Okay, one more time. Parameter describe the population. Statistic describe the sample. For example, suppose we study the population of dogs in Los Angeles. So you can see all the dogs in Los Angeles will be my population. I will say a parameter of this population would be the mean height of all dogs in the city. So I'm finding the population mean of height of all dogs in the city. So this number describes the population. We call this as a parameter. A statistic would be the mean height of 50 of these dogs. You can see 50 of this population. So you know this is talking about the sample. And the mean weight is the number who describe the sample. So this is my statistic. Okay, I want you guys try to do it by yourself. With the question, just tell me which one is going to be your parameter, which one is going to be the statistic. Okay, number one, 57% of the teachers at Central High School are female. So first, 57%, this is talking about the proportion. And this proportion is talking about the Central High School are female. So all the female in the Central High School will be my population. And this number describes the population. So this is going to be a parameter. Number two, in a sample of 100 surgery patients who were given a new pain reliever, 78% of them report significant pain relief. So you're gonna see that's a sample. We are working on the sample of 100 surgery patients. And 78%, again, this is gonna be the proportion. Proportion who describe this sample. So you know this is gonna be the statistic. So on the exam, if I ask you guys this kind of the question, you don't have to explain it like this way, okay? Just tell me parameter or statistic. types of data. So the first type of data we call quantitative data. Quantitative data consists of number, represent counts or measurement. So when you have some data related to the number, we call this as a quantitative data. Okay, second one, qualitative data, or you could say this is a categorical, consists of names or labels that are not numbers representing counts or measurement. So that's a data, they use the names or label for it, and we call this as qualitative data. Okay, try this example. Just write it down, it's going to be quantitative or qualitative, or you could put categorical. Okay, number one, a person's age. A person's age is talking about the number, right? When it consists of number, we say this is a quantitative data. Number two, a person's gender. You have a male or female. So this is going to be the labels, right? Names or labels. So this is categorical. Mileage of a car. So a mileage of car, we use the number to represent it. So this is a quantitative. And then the color of a car. So the color, it can be red, blue, yellow. So this is going to be the names. We call this as a categorical data. Okay, from the quantitative variables, it can be either discrete or continuous. Okay, under this type of the data, it consists discrete or continuous. Discrete variables are quantitative variables whose possible values can be list. The number of values is finite or countable. So if you have a data related to the number, just think about it if those numbers can be by counting. Okay, just like how many fingers do I have? I can count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. So this is a discrete variable. And continuous. Continuous variables are quantitative variables that can take on any value in some interval. Possible values of continuous variable are not restricted to any list by measuring. So continuous variable means you can have something by measure, like how heavy I am. I can be a 90 pounds, 19.5 pounds, 19.6 pounds, or 91 pounds. And it is called, and it can be by measuring. So this is going to be continuous. Okay, try this for example. Think about it, it's going to be discrete and continuous. Okay, I would just remember that discrete is by counting, continuous is going to be by measuring. Number one, the age of a person at his or her last birthday. Okay, the age of a person. So you can be by counting. So this is going to be discrete. Okay, the height of a person. How tall are you? You could measure it, right? So that will be continuous. The number of siblings a person has. So you can count, right? How many siblings do you have? So that will be discrete. Number four, the distance a person commutes to work. Okay, so you're gonna measure how far you're gonna commute to work. So that will be measuring. So that's a continuous. Okay, there are 4 types of level of measurement: ordinal, nominal, interval, and ratio. So I just list out the 4 types of level of measurement, and this is gonna be the definition here. Okay, if you want to try to read it by yourself. But I will use this picture to explain these four guys. Okay, remember at the beginning the types of data? We have two types of data. Either quantitative, consists of number, or categorical, it's gonna be consist names or label, right? Quantitative or qualitative. And then under the quantitative data, it consists of discrete and continuous. Discrete is by counting, continuous is gonna be by measuring. Okay, right? So we do have a four level of measurement. That will be ordinal, nominal, ratio, and interval. First, let's look at the ordinal and nominal. Both of these are under categorical. Okay? First, ordinal. They have a natural ordering. Means when I tell you guys A, B, C, you're gonna know next one is gonna be D, E, F. Okay, that's a natural ordering. Nominal means no natural ordering. So just like the color, you can have a red, blue, yellow, but they don't have an order, right? You could say yellow first, or you could say blue first. Okay, one more time. Ordinal and nominal, both of them is under categorical because they're names or label. Ordinal, they have a natural ordering. Nominal means they don't have the natural ordering. Okay, and then ratio and interval. Okay, most of the students get confused of these two. So ratio, arranged in order, the difference can be found and are meaningful. Number 3, natural zero starting point. Okay, you could see, look at the interval here also. You also can arrange in order, the difference can be found and are meaningful. So you could see the requirement for number 1 and number 2 is exactly as same as the ratio. The only difference is going to be the number 3 here. Do not have the natural zero starting point. Let me explain the ratio and interval. Okay, first we have the ratio, and we use the example is gonna be the weight. Okay, weight is one type of the data under the ratio. So first, arrange in order. Let's say I could arrange it 80 pounds, 90 pounds. Okay, I can put it in order. Second, I could find the difference. So I could use 90 minus 80. That's a difference, 10 pounds. And these 10 pounds are meaningful. Okay. Number 3, they have a natural zero. I have the 0 pounds in here. Okay. And the 0 pounds, that means is none of the quantities is person. Okay, keep in mind that the natural zero, that means none of the quantity is person. So 0 pounds means there's no weight at all. Okay, so this is called the ratio. So another one I'm gonna talk about is gonna be the interval. Okay, interval. And I'm gonna use the year to explain it. So year is interval data. So first, I can arrange in data. Let's say I have a 2020, 2022. All right, I can arrange it in order. Okay, number 2, I could find the difference. So I have a 2022 minus 2020. I could find there are 2 years difference, and this difference is meaningful. Okay, just like the ratio for the number 1, number 2. Okay, let's look at the number 3. First, do we have the natural zero? No, right? We don't have the 0, 0, 0, 0 years. Okay, we don't have that. We have an AC or BC. But this is not the key point. The key point means do not have a natural zero. So 0, 0 year doesn't apply, none of the quantities is person. Okay, so this is much more important. Just remember this guy. None of the quantity is person. Okay, I want you guys try to do it by yourself. The 4-level measurement. Try the ordinal, nominal, interval, and ratio. Just think about it, which types of the data is gonna be and what it done here. Okay, number 1, state of residence. So you have a California, New York, Florida. Okay, this is names or label, but they don't have a natural ordering. So this is gonna be the nominal. Number 2, the temperature. So this one should be ratio or interval. Ratio or interval. This one should be interval. Okay, you could arrange in order, you can find the difference. But the value of 0 Fahrenheit is not a starting point because it doesn't apply none of the quantity is present. Okay, 0 Fahrenheit does not represent there's a total absence of heat. So this is gonna be the interval. Number 3, the car length. So this is gonna be the ratio because the 0 inch will represent as a known length. Number 4, gender. Gender, this is names on label, but they don't have a natural order, so it's gonna be nominal. Letter grade in statistic class. So you know you can get a grade A, B, C, D, and F, right? And they do have a natural ordering. So that is ordinal. Okay, the years, we just talk about it. We know this is gonna be the interval. Size of soft drinks, small, medium, large, they have a natural ordering. So we call this is ordinal. Cast time, the time of 50-minute and 100-minute forecast. So this is going to be the ratio because 0 minutes represent no cast time. And session 1.2, that's a really important sessions. You have to remember like the ordinal, nominal, interval, ratio, and also the discrete and continuous or quantitative or qualitative data. You guys gonna see this kind of the questions on your first midterm. That's it for the session 1.2.